Hello and welcome back to this Tuts Plus course on Essential WordPress plugins. In this part of the course we're going to look at the SEO by Yoast plugin. I'll install it and I'll show you how to configure it and use it with your content. So there's a free version of this plugin which you can download from the plugin directory, and there's also a premium version if you want additional features, which is something that all of these plugins that we're using seem to have in common. So I'm going to be using the free version of the plugin here, and I'll show you how to use that, and then if you decide you need extra features, you can look into the premium plugin yourself. So let's add the plugin. I'm going to search for SEO, and then I'll install Yoast. Click on the Activate button, and that will activate the plugin. So I click here for SEO in the WordPress menu, and that takes me to the dashboard. So as you can see here, there's a configuration wizard. So let's take a look at that and set up our SEO. So I'm going to go for option A here, although it's not strictly speaking true. This is a demo site, but I'm imagining that we're working with a live site and we want it to be indexed. So I'll click Next, and I'm going to say it's a blog, and it recognises a person, and that's me. And I want posts and pages in my search results. I don't have multiple authors, there's just me. And it's called Essential WordPress Plugins. And I can choose a separator. So let's choose that one. And then I'll click on Next. And I'm not going to sign up for the newsletter. I'm not going to upgrade to premium. And here you've got links and videos and things like that you can use. I'm going to ignore all that, but you might want to take some time to go through all that and also to watch this video here. Now I'm going to click close because you can always watch that video in your own time. So I've set up my SEO settings. So let's take a look at some of the other settings and features. So we've got SEO analysis, readability and cornerstone content. All of those we want on because it's part of optimizing our content. I'm going to keep all of this on. XML sitemaps in particular is very important because Google and other search engines will use your sitemap of your site to identify how your site is structured so they can crawl it effectively. I'm going to turn off the admin bar menu because it's already getting pretty busy up there. And I'm not including advanced settings for authors. The only user on this site is me, and I'm an administrator, so I'm the only person with advanced settings. So I'll save those changes. We've then got webmaster tools, and you can use this to verify your site with different search engines if you want. So if you sign up for these webmaster tools, they'll give you a verification code and you can enter that here and save it. Let's take a look at some of the other options here. So the search appearance, we've already selected our separator. The home page and front page, instead of configuring those here in the settings, you can set up the title and description for those by editing the pages themselves. We've got here already information about the organisation and another advert to get SEO Premium. This is one of the things I don't like about Yoast, although I will note that in previous versions it used to put lots of pop-ups over here and at the top. It seems to have stopped doing that, probably due to pressure from users. So I haven't made any changes here, I don't need to save that. Now let's have a look at our content types. So we want to show posts. We can say here whether we want to show the date, so that will depend on how date dependent our content is. The SEO meta box, the Yoast SEO meta box, is really useful when we're editing our posts because we can use that to determine our potential SEO rankings and make changes to improve those. And here we've got a meta description for the whole site if you want to add one. And pages, again, a very similar thing. Now if you had some custom post types set up on your site, you would also have an option to edit those here, and you might decide to remove some of those custom post types from search results. Now we've got media. So you don't want search engines taking people to the attachment page. The attachment page in WordPress is something that I've certainly only used very infrequently on sites, and it's not a particularly useful page because it doesn't have much content in it in most cases. So here the plugin is redirecting them to the image itself, to the file, and that's fine. Now here we've got taxonomies, and in the same way as content types, you can determine whether or not you want different taxonomies in your search results. Categories is fine, but tags I would always turn off because I don't want duplication of different content in different search results. Post formats, I'm going to disable that because I'm not using them. And here there's an option to remove the categories prefix. Now I'm going to keep that as it is because otherwise I might have a problem with clashes between different slugs. So I'm going to save the changes. I've then got archives. So I've got author archives disabled. I'm going to disable date archives and special pages. We've got search pages and 404 pages. So you can see it's adding here some content into those pages. You searched for search phrase, page separator and site title. And that's actually going to be going in the description, not in the page itself. So that'll be going up here somewhere. Up here in the browser. So I'll save those changes. Breadcrumbs are something that can be useful to help people find their way around your site. So I'm going to enable those. And here we have some settings. So we've got a separator between them, anchor text for the home page, and archives and search page, and so on. So I'm going to bold the last page. And I'm going to keep the rest at the defaults and save my changes. And then finally, RSS. You can add content to put before and after posts in the fields, and you've got variables here you can use. I'm not going to make any changes there. So that's the search appearance options. We've also got console here, and that is discontinued. So we don't need to worry about that. Not quite sure why it's still available in the menu. And here we've got social. So you can link the plugin to your social media accounts. So here you can add your Facebook, Twitter and Pinterest details. And that will use metadata to link your social media accounts to your site and help people find both of them. I'm not going to worry about that right now. We also have some tools that you can use, such as importing and exporting settings. Now this is useful if you've had another plugin installed and you want to import settings from that. And you can also change some files. Now I don't like editing files in the dashboard like this. I think there's a real risk of you breaking something. So if you do want to edit any files, you should do it via your code editor, as you would with your theme files. And then finally, we've got this premium link, which encourages you to buy Yoast SEO Premium. So now let's take a look at how you use the Yoast plugin with individual posts and pages on your site to optimize them for SEO. And this is where the power of using a plugin comes in, because you should be writing content that is aimed at getting you better search engine results. So I've created a post in my site called Quick Guide to Activating WordPress Multisite, which is currently a draft. So I've added some content in there that's all about activating WordPress multisite. So if I scroll down here, I have the Yoast SEO meta box. So I'm going to add in a focus key phrase. So I'll add activating WordPress multi-site, and it's giving me an orange. I want a green. So let's have a look at why it's giving me that analysis. So I've got no internal links. I've got no key phrase in my first paragraph. I've got not enough density of that. Let's change it to WordPress multi-site. Still orange. I've got some things that are good, some outbound links. I've got the key phrase in the introduction now, and I need to add an SEO title and an SEO description. So here I'm going to change my slug. So I've added that meta description. I still need more key phrases. My subheading, I need that key phrase in some of my H2 elements. My meta description is too short. And make sure I type this correctly. I'm not doing very well here, am I? Right. So is that still too short? It's still a bit too short. There you go. Now it's turned green. Now, that's not an ideal meta description. I've just padded it out with love, 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 love multi-site, which I do. But you can see how that turns green when your meta description is working for you. So here, this is a snippet of how it would look on Google. And I can see how it looks on desktop and on mobile. Bear in mind that these days most people are going to be visiting your site from mobile, so that's why that's the first one that you see on Yoast. And then I need to work on these. Now, I'm not going to spend much time doing that here because I'm just showing you how it works, but you can see that it gives you a lot of detail that will help you with your SEO. Now, it's very easy to be cynical about some of this because it's quite mechanistic and it's not about creating quality content. But if you work on at least some of these and improve them, you will probably increase your search engine rankings. And it's always worth remembering that your competitors probably are doing nothing on SEO. Most websites are not very well SEO optimized. So if you take a little bit of time on each of your posts to do this, you will get better search engine rankings. So that's how you use the Yoast SEO plugin to optimize your content and set up SEO on your website. In the next part of the course, I'm going to show you an alternative plugin that you can use, and that's called the SEO framework. See you next time, and thanks for watching.